you guys
Here we go.
so
Hi,
much
everybody.
for, hey
Yeah,
everyone.
I just want to say I'm excited that Haley is back with us. You guys, many of you know Haley from probably just early on. We did a lot more collaboration. She is crushing it in life and business. We were just catching up, which I always love to see. And I reached back out to her and said, we got to get you back on EXP Family Tree because we have a lot of people watching live stream. Our group continues to grow. I think we have almost 10,000 people now, and we're getting them to really be able to use EXP Family Tree as a good resource. So whether they can come live or not, they're going back in there, they're searching our names up, they're looking at who we've brought in, they're looking at the trainings and staying engaged in that group. And so we love to continue to bring speakers in for you guys and get you in front of people. You can find Haley in work chat as well if you want to chat with her after this. So don't forget to do that. This is recorded and will be out on my YouTube within 24 hours. And of course, it's going to stay live streamed here in EXP Family Tree forever. So without further ado, Haley, give a little intro and let's get started. I'm super excited to have you.
I'm excited too. And you know what's funny is I love that you say that this is live streamed forever because so many people still reach out to me and they're like, hey, where can I find this recording? And I'm like, it's still an EXP Family Tree, guys.
It never leaves.
It never leaves. It's all that's because we try so hard to make all of this readily available for you. So we'll go ahead and get started today. I'm going to be talking about taking action and really being more productive because a lot of times we get stuck. We're blocked, and we just don't know what we need to get unstuck and to take action toward being more productive in life and business. And so today, as Cari knows, I'm very strategically based. So I'm going to just give you the formula because we don't need to sit here and like waste our time trying to figure it out. I'm going to just tell you the formula of how to build your confidence so that you can take the steps that you need to get back into productivity, get back into building your confidence and making decisions very, very quickly so that you can feel more fulfilled in life and business. So a little bit about myself. My name is Haley LoBosco. I am a confidence and productivity coach. I'm also an agent here at EXP. Cari and I, as she mentioned earlier, have done years of collaboration, and I think a lot of our trainings from EXP University are probably still out there in the world of stream. So you can find a lot of our conversations and previous podcasts. All you have to do is search. I'm also very heavily focused right now on helping entrepreneurs build their confidence, like I said, to get back into production. I teach a confidence cohort, which is a 90-day program where we meet every single week and we talk about these specific strategies that we're going to talk about today, just to help people to make decisions quickly. I'm also certified as a Fierce Inc. facilitator. So if you follow Susan Scott or have read any of her Fierce Conversation or Fierce Leadership book, I do train and teach on that. And then I'm also a Gallup Strengths Success Coach. So if you're interested in learning about your Gallup strengths or how you can implement those in your business, please feel free to reach out to me because I'd love to have that conversation with you. So today we're going to be talking about really the definition of what confidence is. I want to begin by defining confidence because most of us have this misperception of what confidence is. And so today we're going to change that. So hopefully you feel more empowered from this mindset shift. I try to make it as easy and super user-friendly as possible. So it's not confusing anymore what confidence really is. We're going to be talking about why we get stuck and why we don't take action. We're also going to be talking about the different ways to gain confidence. And in fact, there are so many different layers of confidence, but today I'm going to be giving you 3 strategies, 3 action-focused steps that you can take that will actually help you get into action very quickly. And then finally, after you understand this formula, what are you supposed to do afterwards? What are the next steps? So keys for success, if you're listening to this on live stream or if you're listening after the fact, that's totally fine. Here are the keys for success. Again, I like to give a roadmap. I like to just tell you how to win right from the beginning. So even if you're not listening to this specific training, you can use these key for success principles in any like mastermind, or if you're listening to a podcast or any training in the future, you can implement this. So the first is to be fully invested, especially when you first join EXP, or if you're new to this brokerage. The reality is, right, Cari, you're going to get more out of this brokerage, out of the trainings, out of this community, if you are fully invested. The more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. I don't want you to ever feel like you have to sit back and passively learn, because whatever energy you're at right now while you're listening, that is the same amount of energy that you're going to execute with. So if you're just sitting there passively listening and you really have a very low energy, the odds are you're not going to execute on anything that you're learning. So think about that when you're sitting in any mastermind in the future, any training in the future. How invested are you? And how invested do you want to be in this community? The second key to success is going to be capturing your thoughts. Many of us, Cari, I do this all the time. Like, we have these brilliant ideas, but we don't actually write them down. And so within like 10 minutes, we've completely forgot what the brilliant idea was. And so we get distracted, and then it's like the idea just vanishes. So I always encourage you, if you are listening, if you have an opportunity to write down your ahas, or immediately after, if you don't have a piece of paper now, just capture some thoughts afterwards, because when you're listening and you're actively writing down what your ideas are or what's coming to you, you're more likely to remember them and then actually put them into action later on in the future. So take notes so that your brilliant ideas do not vanish. And then number 3, key to success is to have fun, because we only have 45 minutes to an hour together. But you guys, there's always training available. There's always communities. And, if you're following Cari on social media, you'll see that she is always doing these in-person collaborations, or providing opportunities for people to feel connected. We're going to be talking about connection later, but you have to have fun, right? You have to create an atmosphere of just appreciating the journey that you're on. Even when it's hard, even when there are hard days and you feel down, it's about being present. It's about appreciating where you're at and loving the journey that you're on. So have fun. Okay. If you're listening right now and you have an opportunity to grab a piece of paper, if you don't have a piece of paper to write on, I want you to be thinking about this in your head. So before we start talking about confidence in these action steps that you can take, I want you to think about your future. I want you to think about all of the dreams that you have, but specifically, what do you want your life to look like? I want you, in this conversation today, I want you to feel like you're in alignment. So what is something that you really, really want to make happen for yourself? It could be something that you want to make happen for your life and business this year. It could be something that you want in a 5-year plan. But I want you to start thinking about your dreams and what you really, really want your life to look like, what you want to feel like, what you want your relationships to be like. Be thinking about this for this next year. And I just want you to capture one idea in your head of what is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to achieve this year? And then I want you to remember that your dreams are absolutely achievable. Every single thing that you think about that you want to achieve, you know that it's possible. And how do I know this? Because the reality is that if there's someone else who has already done this in the world, that's evidence that it can be accomplished, right, Cari? It's evidence that it can be done. Here's what else I know is that your dreams are deeply personal. And when you are deeply attached to your dreams, you have 2 choices. One is to level up your confidence and to take action, or be haunted by the guilt that you did not take the action. Those are your 2 choices. So to take action and be confident, level up your confidence to take the action, or be haunted by the guilt of not taking action. There is so much in life that is meant for you. Your dreams are really trying to pull you toward your purpose. Your dreams are absolutely achievable if you take the action to work toward them. So what I know about your dreams, as well is that if you're not working actively to try to accomplish them, it's because you're blocked. And that's okay. But action will make your dreams come true. Thinking about your dreams will only haunt you. Waiting to be ready, sitting in the waiting mental state is actually what causes you to feel anxious and uncertain. So some of us are just so used to sitting in like this waiting room to try to be ready, to try to be prepared, that we forget, we get so comfortable sitting in the uncertainty that we forget to actually take action. So it's getting out of the thinking habit and taking action to create a new habit of actually stepping up and doing something about it. Action is what's going to change your life, not overthinking. And trust me when I tell you, overthinking, as an overthinker, I am just very confident in telling you that it just doesn't work. There's really nothing that's going to happen for you except for feeling like so anxious and so uncertain. It's just sitting in that waiting. It's like the waiting room of life. We just don't want to sit in there. We just have to get up and do something about it. So with that being said, I want you to think about if you're playing too small. So you wrote down a dream or you thought about your dream from earlier, from just a moment ago. I asked you to think about an achievement or a goal that you wanted to accomplish. I want you to level that up even more, because I bet that you shrunk your dream when you wrote it down. I can almost guarantee that you shrunk your dream just a little bit when you were thinking about it. So I want you to really feel challenged here, and I want us to get uncomfortable, because I want you to write down or to think about a dream that you really, really do want to accomplish. And I want you to write that down before, I want you to be thinking about before self-doubt came into play here, before anything was blocking you, what was your dream? Before you shrunk it and decided that the little voice in the back of your head, the self-doubt that crept in and said, I really want that, but it will never happen for me. Before that came into your mind, what was your dream? Because self-doubt is really the killer. What did I say earlier? Confidence pushes you forward, where self-doubt actually blocks you. Your doubt is actively blocking you by trying to convince you that it will not happen for you. So I want you to write down the dream that you've convinced yourself it won't happen for me. What is that dream? If we were able to remove the block that's keeping you from taking action, what would that dream be? Because let's shift gears just for a moment here. And I want to start talking a little bit about confidence for a moment, because I found that confidence is a skill that can be mastered over time through action and through repetition. Confidence, what I found too, is it really doesn't depend on your circumstances. It doesn't matter where you were born. It doesn't matter what your background is or what your life story is, whatever story it is that you're telling yourself, what your childhood looked like. Doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account or the title that you give yourself. Confidence is, at least my definition of confidence, is really based on depth. And that's what we're going to be talking about next. So I hope that you were able to just think just for a moment about, was I playing too small, and how often do I want to accomplish something, even if it's just for the day? Even if it's just for the day, if you want to accomplish something and you make a priority list, how many times do we not actually achieve our priority list because we put ourselves down, or self-doubt gets in the way, or we tell a story like, they're not going to want my help, or I don't know how to handle that objection, so I'm not gonna call that person, or I don't know how to ask for buyer commission right now, and I'm afraid to look stupid or have that conversation, and I don't want to, God forbid, go learn how to actually have the conversation, so I'm just not gonna do it. Right? These are just things that we do to ourselves on a daily basis. Imagine what we do to ourselves on a much larger scale when we're trying to accomplish a dream. Okay, so let's just talk about the definition of confidence. So my definition of confidence is the willingness to show up and try. We're not going to sit around and wait for motivation or courage. We're going to show up as ourselves for our dreams, for ourselves, and we're going to just try. Even if it's ugly, even if we don't have all the answers, the first step is just the willingness to show up and try. Do you have the willingness to try? That's it. It's not mind-blowing. I try to keep it simple and clear. It doesn't mean that you're not scared. Even if you're scared, you show up and try. We say it ugly, we do it ugly, because we're going to talk about failure in a minute, but that's all part of the process, right? So confidence is, and write this down if you can, the willingness to show up and try. So let's quickly talk about why do we struggle to take action? Why do we struggle to take action? Because at some point in our life, we started being cautious. We started to play it safe. At some point, we started to be told no. We know, like scientifically, we're born with natural intelligence. We're actually born with a lot of confidence. Okay. Even before, even like it's actually one of the things that we're born with is just knowing that we need to eat, knowing that we need to be nurtured, knowing that we need love and attention. Like we're confident in knowing these things. Like we need to eat, right? We need to survive. So we're confident in that. So it's part of it's part of the human design. And I want you to think about children. I want you to think about, as we're talking about like being born with confidence, I just want you to think about as kids, right? Like how many of us have had kids? I know Cari and I both have had kids, but I want you to think about, when a baby wants something, Cari, or like when you're a toddler or like, 6-month-old, when they really, really want something, they will do damn near anything to crawl or tumble or scooch toward whatever pulls them toward what they want. They're confident that they're going to get that remote, or they're confident that they're going to pull the dog's tail, or whatever it is. They like see a shiny object and they're like, yes, I need that. I want that. Right. And then one day they start being told no, they start hearing no. And so this is really, really fascinating. The average child, doesn't matter what country you're born in, the average child, Cari, they hear the word no or some form of redirection 400 times a day on average. Can you believe that? 400 times a day on average. So we as people start to become cautious. We hold ourselves back. We start to develop habits of questioning ourselves to keep ourselves safe very, very early on. So we show up and we start to do things that keep us safe because that's what our parents wanted. That's what our teachers wanted. That's what our friends wanted, right? Remember, we're tribal beings. So at some point, it started out as a way to keep us safe, right? Because our parents were like, no, 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 you can't grab that remote, or no, 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 you can't grab the dog's tail, right? Or no, 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 don't touch that, or don't put that in your mouth. But eventually what ends up happening is it moves on to childhood, into elementary school, into high school. And now we're showing up in ways that aren't even authentic to us because we start to create rather an identity that pleases everyone else because we think that that keeps us safe. Right. And so actually, I'm going to put this in the chat, Cari, this link, just so that you can post it in Workplace. This is the study that talks about this, like being told no 400 times a day. So why don't we take action? Because fear, self-doubt, this idea that it will never happen for me, right? We have like this perception of being perfect. So perfectionism, we have trauma, we have PTSD, OCD, like whatever blockage that you can possibly think of, it comes up and it paralyzes us, especially if we don't have a reservoir of confidence to pull from. We've conditioned ourselves to believe that the story that we tell ourselves about why we can't make something happen, this is our reality. right? We're shaping our reality based on all of this evidence that we have to show up a certain way to keep ourselves safe. So the bottom line is, Cari, how do we take back our mind? How can we be consistent in our actions and our decisions? How can you pull yourself through when things are hard and your limiting beliefs are blocking you? So let's talk about it. Let's actually get into the formula, okay? So the very first step in this formula, the very first step is clarity. So number one thing that we need to take action is clarity. Because if you have more uncertainty than certainty, you're not going to take action. Or you may take small steps. You may take small steps to take the action, but without confidence, how far is that going to get you? Right? Not very far. And then when you're unsuccessful in your endeavors, you're going to be looking for evidence to validate why it's not working. And then you're just going to give up. Right? This is why, as team leaders, if any of you who are listening are team leaders, if you do not see people on your team taking action or being productive, or like actually not in production at all, or if you are casting the vision to people on your team, but no one's really bought in, it's because they don't have clarity. They don't actually know what the outcome is that you're looking for. So they're just not going to take any action, because it's safer to take no action than to take action and fail for most people. So how do you develop more clarity, and how does this play into confidence? First and foremost, as people, we're very goal driven. We're very goal driven. So if you do not have clarity on who you are, on what your intentions are, what the outcome is that you're looking for in your business or on your team, that's going to be very unnerving, not just for you, but for the people who are following you, right? If you've ever felt lost in life, which so many of us are as entrepreneurs, like we feel lost every day, like lonely and siloed, like you're not the only person. But if you've ever felt lost, that is a key example of having a lack of clarity. When you feel lost, you just do not know who you are or what you want in life. It's like the most unsettling feeling. So a lot of our own insecurities and the insecurities of the people on our team or the agents who are following us, insecurities come from missing clarity. So here's 3 questions I want you to be asking yourself. Are you clear about how you want to show up each day? Are you clear on your values and beliefs? I'm not just talking about your personal ones. I'm talking about your organizational values. What are your organizational values as an entrepreneur? Are you clear on the outcome that you want? If not, how are you going to take action? If you don't have the clarity of even knowing what you're looking for, how are you going to take action, right? So clarity starts with understanding yourself. But what if your view about yourself is shaped by a collection of what everyone else's opinion is about you? So clarity also starts with yourself. Because like I said, our view of ourself is primarily shaped by a collection of what everyone else's opinion is about you. Okay? When we're young, we're so naive and we walk around believing that what everyone tells us. I know that this happened to me quite frequently, especially when I was in high school, right? And that's why it's so important that now, as we're adult and we can do the self-work, like the self-inner work and the self-healing of getting clear and shaping our own opinion about ourselves and what we're capable of doing. In fact, I want you to think about this. This is like, honestly, Cari, like probably like just this huge epiphany that I had most recently. When I would feel the most lost, or when I would feel the most unsuccessful, or when I would have just like a really overwhelming fear of uncertainty, or like I was a failure. Like if I did something that I ultimately felt like, oh, I really failed at that. on my journey, I would ask myself, whose opinion shaped this feeling? Whose opinion shaped this feeling that I'm feeling? Because if my feelings and my thoughts of myself are based on what everyone else's opinion is of me, this might not even be my thought. I'm just told that this is what failure looks like, or I'm just told that this is what success is not, right? So this might not even be my feeling or my original thought. So the good news is that every day is a new day and there's still time to gain more clarity. It really starts though with building your confidence. So spend time learning about what it is that you need to do to take the action. If you know, okay, this is what I need to get clear on, then how can I gain my competency around that? Do I need to learn something new? Do I need to connect with somebody who can teach me that? Right? But getting clear on what your values are, on who you are as a person, on your organization, what is the outcome that you're looking for? That is the very, very first step. Getting clarity is going to build your confidence tremendously and just help you take action right away. The next step in this formula of building confidence rather, and then taking action is getting competent, gaining knowledge. So this is the confidence competency loop. It's not something that I created. You can actually Google this, and there's a ton of research around this theory and this strategy, but it starts with the willingness to try. It's this idea of gaining competency is showing up and trying, which is what I said confidence was in the first place. So confidence is the willing to show up and try. Again, we're not sitting around waiting for courage, because you do not need to have courage or have all the answers to show up. Okay, we can manufacture that. But this idea of competency is that you're going to show up and try. And when you show up and try the very, very first time, you're going to fail. You're not going to do it perfectly. Okay, I'll share a quick story with you. My daughter right now, she is learning how to play the recorder. I was going to say the flute, but I was like, no, that's not it. She's learning how to play. She's in 6th grade. Okay. She brought home this dang recorder. She's learning how to play the recorder. All of the other kids in her class have been going to this school since kindergarten. She's the first student in her class who is learning how to play the recorder for the first time this year. And she's terrible. I love her with all of my heart, and she sucks at playing the recorder. Okay. I don't tell her this. I'm telling you guys this. She's not very good. Okay. And I keep telling her, listen, this is the first time that you're doing it. You're surrounding yourself with people who already know how to do it. We really just have to start from the basics, because she doesn't even know how to read the sheet music. So she's been spending a lot of time watching YouTube videos of like how to hold your fingers on the recorder, how to read music. If any of you are musicians, which I am not, Cari, I don't even know how to read any of this music. I can't even help her. It's not like math where you just can like figure out the problem. No, this is like, there's a whole strategy and a technique around playing this damn instrument. And so anyways, for like the first several weeks of the school year, we had a lot of interesting noise in our house. Okay. And so, but as she's been practicing, every single time that she shows up and she fails, right? She learns something. She learns, okay, I got to hold my fingers a little bit differently here. I need to blow. There's like a strategy for like blowing into this thing. You have to clean all the spit out of it. It's disgusting. I don't understand. It's just the most disgusting thing. But we're really being supportive about it. And, every time she shows up and tries, she fails a little bit less and a little bit less. And then she gains the knowledge. And then she shows up again and she fails a little bit less. And then she gains more knowledge and understands the strategy a little bit better. And then she gains confidence, right? And there's momentum in this, right? So your momentum is going to build every single time that you show up and try, and then you fail, and then you gain the knowledge. And the thing is that it's like for some reason, we have taught ourselves that failure is bad, that failure is rejection, that failure is just something negative. No, failure is feedback, it's redirection. And the sooner that you shift your mindset around failing, the faster that you can pivot and you can try something new, or you could try something else. You could try it differently. right? What's so important is that when we show up and try and we fail and then we survive, we learn, like, we don't actually die, right? We can just suck at something a little bit and then we suck less and less and less. And that's the gift of failure, is that you take your knowledge and your experience and you go right back into it the next time. And that's where the momentum is. Your momentum builds, your confidence builds, the competency builds. Your self-assurance is going to go up. It's a muscle. It's like the muscle of confidence is going to develop over time with your competency. And then hopefully, you know, by the end of the year, my daughter will be much better at playing the recorder. She's doing very good. She can play half a song now. So we're very proud of her. Okay, the last part of this strategy is connection. So the last piece of this formula to build your confidence and to take massive action is going to be connection. When you do not have connection with yourself or with others, your confidence is going to go down. You want to feel more confident. If you want to feel more confident, the easiest way to get it is simply by having a positive connection with yourself and with the other people around you. And I think here at EXP, because everything is so virtual, we have a huge advantage of getting to know so many people. I mean, when I joined EXP, I'm in Arizona, but because of Cari and because of the connections that we've had, I have made wonderful connections with people all over the country and in Canada and in Europe. These are connections I never would have thought that I would have the opportunity to have. And what's really, really important is that they're not superficial. And I want to talk to you a little bit about, you know, because in our day and age, we have Facebook and we have Instagram and LinkedIn and TikTok. It's like we're connected to thousands of people, but the relationships are superficial. We can change that. Okay, but the first step and the easiest way to do that is to connect with yourself. You have to reconnect with yourself. And more specifically, you can do this through your daily routine. Cari and I talk about this all the time. What does your morning routine look like? It doesn't have to even be a morning routine. It's just like a routine of self-care every single day. Because you need time to connect with yourself, to understand what your values are, what your beliefs are. That's what we're talking about with clarity. I see Cari do this all the time because she will take my phone calls. Like if we have a call during the week, she'll take my phone call. She'll be on a walk. She's taking the time to be present with me, but she doesn't lack in her self-care. Like she still makes it a priority. She doesn't have the TV on. A lot of times she puts down her phone. She does walking. She'll do her meditation. She'll do her workout routine. But the point is that you need space for thinking and you need space to connect with yourself. You have to get space though. Because sometimes, how often, Cari, like, do we think, oh, we're just going to decompress and then we just get on Instagram, right? We just get on Facebook. And what's going to happen when we're on Facebook and we're lacking clarity, we're lacking connection, and we're on Facebook, and now we're comparing ourselves to everyone else. Probably 900 other real estate agents that are doing better than you are. That's the immediate thing that we're like, oh my God, this person just got another closing, or this person just recruited 5 more people, or attracted 5 more people, or oh my gosh, this person's doing that class. I really, really wanted to do this, but now they're doing it. Like no, we have to stop doing that. You have to take time to reconnect with yourself so that you can be appreciative and have gratitude for yourself, so that you're not comparing yourself to other people. And when you do see other people and what they're doing, you can actually be appreciative of them. You can be happy for them because you're coming from a place of gratitude and abundance. But that starts with reconnecting with yourself. Trust me. You have to also be around positive people. You have to learn from positive people. Learn how to communicate better. Okay, when I lack confidence, I ask myself, am I lonely? Do I need connection right now? And the thing is it can't just be with anyone, right, Cari? Like, because it's so easy for us to turn to anybody in our life and say, hey, let's have connection. But if that person is really negative, or if they're focused on all the negativity that's happening in the market or in real estate or just in their own personal life, no, don't. I give you permission to just don't even reach out to that person. Okay. We want to pour into people and have others pour into us who are positive for our health and well-being. So to improve your connection, like I said, it's really simple. You have to start by reconnecting with yourself. And once you understand yourself and what your values are, what your beliefs are, start sharing your thoughts. Start sharing your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, and your goals with people who are around you. You have that ability here at EXP. You have to do this more often. And if you do not have people who support you, you keep sharing anyways, because this is your truth. This is your truth. You have to share your truth, your beliefs, your goals, your desires, your aspirations. You have to share that without the expectation that you will be supported. You lack confidence because you won't share your truth because you're worried about what everyone else is thinking about you. Do not expect to always be supported. Plus, we're too old. We're too old to be worrying about what other people think, you guys. It's not high school anymore. We don't have to carry around that limiting belief of, I have to show up and be like everyone else and fit in because I'm in high school. No, we're not in high school anymore. You don't need to fit in. Okay? Share your truth. You keep moving forward. You keep focusing on the connection. I want you to remember this. The less you speak your truth to other people, the less that you share what your goals and values are and what you want to do and your aspiration, the more superficial your connections become. I just want you to remember that. The less you share, the more superficial your connection becomes. So this year, it's already April. I want you to reconnect with people, or I want you to make new connections with people that you actually like, people who pour into you, who make you feel empowered. Okay? Let's raise our standards for our relationships this year. Let's heighten your expectations and remain vulnerable. Your brain keeps score every time that you minimize yourself in a relationship. I want you to keep that in mind. Every single time that you don't share your goals or what your desires or your passions are, when you're not truly authentic to yourself, your brain keeps score of that because you're minimizing yourself. So I want this year for you to be a commitment to form real, authentic, formidable connections without any excuses. And trust me, the people who don't support you and they don't understand you, they will trickle away. They will trickle away, and that is okay. So any thoughts, curiosities, anything else that you want to add, Cari? Otherwise, I do have a freebie here that I want to share with you.
Yes, this is awesome. I'm going to be sending this recording to a number of my people that need to hear this. This is amazing. And I love that you had it so concise and like easy to follow. So what do you got that's free? Everybody likes free stuff.
Thank you. Yes. So I actually created a free confidence journal that this is a daily journal that you can do in the morning and at night. So 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. And it really is going to help you develop your self-awareness. It also has areas where you can talk about getting, like, what are your goals for the day? What are your priorities for the day? You can do your self-affirmations, and then there's a spot for reflection. So not only do you have the ability to get clear on what you want and what your priorities are, but then you also have time to recap or reflect on what you need to gain confidence on. And then you're reconnecting with yourself. So it actually incorporates all three of the strategies that we talked about today.
Awesome.
And I just love it because it's guided. Like I wouldn't do a journal typically by myself if it was just like blank paper. Some people really do like that, but for me, because I'm a high D and I just want things to be like structured and I just want the answer. I made this journal guided. So I'm going to, and this is totally free. I'm going to put this in the chat for you. And you can just download this journal here and then you can just do it every single day. And
Perfect.
hopefully this leads to people feeling more confident, being able to take action, reflecting on what they need to do every day. And hopefully it'll be helpful.
It's going to be extremely helpful. And what would be kind of cool is if we have anybody who starts using this, and I'll be passing this off to my people. So it might be kind of interesting to just get some people together after they start using it for a while. I'm like sharing some ahas. Maybe I'll have you come on as a guest and we can chat a little bit about that if you're up for it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I think
The
that'd be
other
cool.
thing, I'll share another statistic with you. So with journaling, if you are doing journaling every single night before you go to bed, and coming from a place of gratitude, so it has to be like a gratitude type journal, like what I've made here. It's actually been scientifically proven that if you journal every single night before you go to bed, it has to be intentional. It actually improves your quality of sleep. It improves the duration in which you sleep, so how long you sleep for, and it lowers your blood pressure by 10%.
Wow.
I didn't know this. So I did this research as I was creating this journal, and yeah, it's fascinating.
That's amazing. So we should all be doing this.
Definitely.
Why are we
Definitely.
not
Well,
doing this?
I
Awesome.
know,
So
right?
how can we reach out to you? Any additional information that you can put in the chat box that I can copy and post?
Yes. So you
They can
can
do that.
absolutely. So you can reach out to me on in workplace.
Okay.
And
Yep.
then
So you guys can
here,
see her name on the screen. So just look for Haley in workplace, or here is her website. Okay.
yep.
Awesome.
So HaleyLoBosco.com, super easy.
Perfect. Yep.
You can, as most people know here in EXP, you guys, I'm readily available for you. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or just curiosities, or if you just want to know how you can be more like present here at EXP and how you can get more involved, reach out to Cari or I, because we can always just guide you in the right direction. We don't want anyone to ever feel siloed or like they're alone.
Absolutely. And Haley, do you have any things going on right now that are like group sessions that people can learn about, or just anything that you wanted to share just in general, and then they can reach out to you for more info?
Yeah, so I do have a wait list for the confidence cohort. So if you're interested in these types of strategies, where we talk about really just different things that you can put into practice every single day to get yourself into action, into building your productivity, you want to just gain confidence so that you can make better decisions in your life and business. Reach out to me. You can go to my website, HaleyLoBosco.com. I do have a confidence cohort. It's 90 days. We just started our spring cohort, but I'll be doing a summer cohort as well. And it's a small group coaching. We meet every single week, and it's really focused around entrepreneurs. So it would be great for anybody who is in real estate. If you're interested, just reach out to me and I can give you more details about joining that wait list.
That would be awesome. I know a lot of people, there's a lot of different things that you can be focusing on in your business right now. And I think one of the things is if this part is lacking, you just can't get yourself into the activities that everybody else is telling you to do. And so, you'll have to have your own self-awareness around what is really holding you back. But if you
Yeah.
know it's not the lack of information, it's the lack of action, and other things haven't worked, sometimes this is exactly what you need. So Haley, thank you for coming and joining again. It's been
You're
great.
so
You are
welcome.
doing amazing things. Thanks for being a resource.
Of course. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks, Cari. I'll talk to you soon.
See you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.